We are at the Red Bull Ring, otherwise known as the Austria Ring, for the 15th race of Season 2 of the SCRL Red Bull Formula 1 Series. The number 19 car of Patrick Smith leading us to the green flag. Start beside him is the 88 of Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Rest of the starting lineup for today's race. Gordon Smith, who won the last race at Hungaroring, will be starting in the 7th spot, looking to win back-to-back races. Look at this track, otherwise known as the Österreich Ring, for the Austrian Grand Prix. This 11-turn, 3.6-mile road course. We have run this track one time here in series history. In Season 1, Hip Hop Anonymous scored his second and final F1 Series win. So the season is slowly coming to a close. Here in Season 2, we've had a fun season, I believe, as a commentator. I think it's been a fun season. It's fun, exciting. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed all the races so far. If you have not, I don't know what else to do. We've had multiple lead changes. We've had last lap passes. We've had big crashes. What else could you want? So, yeah. Fun season, at least in my opinion. Of course, this battle for the championship is still wide open. Who will win round 15? And now for those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
The field is rolling off. Doesn't look like anybody's having any problems, which is always a good thing. We want to see clean starts and clean racing. Patrick Smith starting side by side with Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Fitzwater, a former winner in this series. Earlier in the season, pace car pulls in, pull them belts tight. We are racing 6 laps here at Red Bull Ring. Drivers fanning out already, trying to get as many spots as they possibly can. Patrick Smith trying to clear Fitzwater as we go up to turn 1, and he will by a big margin. Fitzwater back to second. Third is Season 1 champion Nick Kennedy. Whoa, Patrick Smith having problems going up the hill. That will hand the lead to Fitzwater Sr. Here comes Nick Kennedy on the... Nope. We got some cars going fast and slow up the hill for some reason. Drivers not getting a good handle on their cars. So Fitzwater assumes the race lead. As we head down the hill for the first time. Fitzwater, 1 career win in this series. Nick Kennedy, 5. He is the Michael Schumacher of this series. Fitzwater gets a little bit loose. There comes Kennedy right on the rear wing. Trying to pass. Fitzwater goes a little bit wide. Kennedy assumes the race lead. Fitzwater is having problems still. About to be passed by Cassie Dent. And Nick Kennedy assumes the race lead. So we've had, 3 unofficial lead changes before we even get to the start-finish line to complete lap 1. It went from Fitzwater. That went from Smith to Fitzwater. Back to Smith. And now to Kennedy. As we come off the final turn. After that wild first lap, it'll be Nick Kennedy leading lap 1 here at Red Bull Ring. Patrick Smith back to 4th, our pole setter. Gordon Smith up to 5th. David Solomon 6th, 7th. Colin Jobberg, and last in points is currently Bronson Hill, but right behind him is the Ferraris of Richard and Sebastian Torres. So Nick Kennedy, our Season 1 champion, in the race lead. But he's got tough challengers behind him, and Fitzwater and Cassie Dent. Fitzwater goes a little bit wide, trying to get a run as we head up the hill. Got the 2 Toro Rosso teammates, Gordon Smith and David Solomon, working together as they did in the last race at Hungaroring. Colin Jaiberg, a former winner in this series. Currently in points. You see the top three, I pulled away just a little bit from everybody else. Check out the battle for last, being held by Marcus Sasacci, our Yas Marina race winner. Rally Sprelli 2, our points leader, is currently outside of points. He is in 13th spot right now. As the Ferraris of Sebastian and Richard Torres continue to try and pass Patrick Smith for position. And Nick Kennedy has pulled away from a pretty big margin over Zachary Fitzwater in a short amount of time. Off the final turn. Nick Kennedy will lead yet again. Two laps down, 4 to go. Nick Kennedy, as I mentioned before, 4 career wins coming into this season. Picked up career win number 5 at Magny Court. Trying to win yet again. Currently has 5 career wins in this series. Trying to get number 6. His closest challenger is Riley Sprelli, who has 4. There he is, Riley Sprelli, who picked up a win at Hockenheim Ring and Monza. Thanks to Trey Wright helping him. Of course, Trey Wright, our winner at Melbourne. Whoa, we got a car in the wall. That's Joseph Huffman. Driving for Haas. But he's back on track. No problems there. Back up front, Nick Kennedy. Looks like Fitzwater's actually closing in on his lead just a little bit. As they head up the hill. Through this little left-hander, Fitzwater's gaining on him big time. It's a 2-car race for right now. Off the final turn. We are officially halfway here at Red Bull Ring. Lead is now down to 0.04 of a second, so Fitzwater gained about a full second in that last lap. Let's see who has the fastest lap. That would be Nick Kennedy by 0.02 of a second over Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Oh, Patrick Smith slowed up. That will allow Richard Torres to go by. So Patrick Smith, no, excuse me, that's Bryanson Hill. There's Patrick Smith right there. So Bryanson Hill is now outside the points. Richard Torres in a Ferrari is now in a point position. Of course, those of you that have not followed the Discord channel that we have for the SCRL, it was announced that after this season, the points will be changed just a little bit to where the top 10 will receive points, not just the top 8. So that will be going into effect in Season 3. Fitzwater goes a little bit wide, trying to everything he can to catch up to Nick Kennedy. Battle for third, possibly. Patrick Smith trying to get a podium. Behind him, Gordon Smith, of course, our Hungaro Ring race winner. His teammate David Solomon once again behind him, protecting him. And Marcus Sasacci and the Red Bull entry is currently trailing the field. Not good for Marcus Sasacci. Coulda, woulda, should have been a Rainbow Dash Truck Series former champion. But things did not go his way. He has a win here in the Formula 1 division. Of course, that was at Yas Marina for the first ever night event in this series. Battle for position. David Solomon has passed his teammate and Toro Rosso. So move David Solomon up to 5th. Back up front, no battle for Nick Kennedy, who has a 2.3 second lead now over Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Nick Kennedy trying to come from behind in the points battle. In Season 1, He won the championship when Ding Drinker was penalized in the last race at Shanghai. Nick Kennedy became the champion. This time Nick Kennedy struggled for quite a lot, to be honest, the first few races, trying to get a handle on his new team. Didn't pick up a win until Magny Core, the first ever event at that track. Trying to get win number 2 here in Season 2, but it will be his 6th career win if he can hang on. Of course, if a caution comes out, this race will be over. Richard Torres right there, currently last driver in points, trying to get around the Mercedes of Colin Dryberg. But it's all happening behind Nick Kennedy, who has built up a bigger lead over Fitzwater. Into the final turn. Nick Kennedy will see the white flag, 1 lap to go for Nick Kennedy. Can he make it back? He has a 2.1 second lead over Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Cassie Dent trying to go around Patrick Smith. This will be for 3rd. Not able to get a run. Looks like everybody's single file for the moment. There is our championship points leader, Rice Burley, back to 14th. He lost a spot to teammate Trey Wright. And there's our race leader, Nick Kennedy. Can he make it back around for the last 2 miles? Just hoping everything stays together on that car. Make sure he hits all his marks. Make sure nothing blows up. I don't think Zachary Fitzwater Sr. will be able to catch him. So it'll be a good points day for Nick Kennedy and Fitzwater. And a better day for Patrick Smith, who has yet to score points here in this series. He will today big time. But there he is, Nick Kennedy. Heads up the hill for the final time. Our Season 1 champion has struggled all season long. He made it all better at Magny Core, and he's going to make it even better here today at Red Bull Ring. Off the final turn, Nick Kennedy scores career win number 6 here in the Formula 1 Series. He wins here at Red Bull Ring. Patrick Smith comes across 3rd, Cassie Dent 4th, David Solomon 5th. Here are your race results. Nick Kennedy scores his 2nd win of the season. 2nd, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. 3rd, Patrick Smith. 4th, Cassie Dent. 5th, David Solomon. 6th, Gordon Smith. 7th, Colin Dryberg. 8th, Bryanson Hill, the last driver to receive points. That's your race results. Everybody finished the race. No one was out. And that completes race number 15 of Season 2. We will take you to victory lane for the 6th time in his career here in the SCRL Red Bull Formula 1 Series with Season 1 champion Nick Kennedy. Here are your point standings after the 15th race of the season at the Red Bull Ring, and have things changed. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. is our brand new points leader. He has a 4-point lead over Rice Burley, who finished outside of points, and wouldn't you know it, who is now 3rd in points, but Nick Kennedy, our Season 1 champion, with his 2nd win of the season. He jumped up 6 spots. He is now only 8 points behind So we now have a championship battle for real between Kennedy, Fitzwater, Spurley-Tube. Don't forget 4th, Tanner Hill, 9 points behind. 5th is Colin Driver, 12 points behind. Ty Dent is also 12 points behind in 6th. 7th is David Solomon. 8th, Carter Friesian. 9th, Sebastian Torres. And 10th is Tony Newman. 11th is Trey Wright. 12th, Steve Larker. 13th, Joseph Huffman. 14th, Gordon Smith. 15th, Marcus Sachi. 16th, Jack Halleck. 17th, Roger McLaughlin. 18th, Bryson Hill. 19th, Richard Torres. And 20th is Cassie Dent. 21st is Trevor Collins. And last in points is Patrick Smith. He finally scores his first points of the season after round 15. That is your point standings after round 15 at Red Bull Ring. We'll next see you at the 16th race of the season at the Autodrome Estro for the first ever Portugal Grand Prix. And until then, keep the hammer down and we'll see you at the track.